about the worst of the worst? One team that you believe had the absolute worst week.
I don't think there's any question in my eyes. And this is not a shot at Tiger Woods. It really isn't. Yes, he is responsible for some of the problems that he has encountered here. If you want to include, and I'm really not including the extramarital affairs, but that's been brought up obviously here as maybe part of the problem leading up to what we saw this weekend here. But I will just say that he needs help. He needs support. And when I say help, it doesn't necessarily mean that he needs to go get help. I don't know enough about his situation. I'm saying he needs the help and support of his friends to step up.
Right.
Stop being enablers. Stop being yes men. Actually try to help a friend and don't be so worried about getting your cut or your percentage of the money that he has, all right? Go and make him a better person. They need to stop pandering to him, enabling him, telling him how great he is, and get him whatever help and support that he needs to straighten out things right now. Quit trying to make the buck off him, guys. And let's see if he can't come back. It would be the greatest, or one of the greatest comeback stories in sports if he were to be able to come back and play in a tournament, win a major. I don't think it's going to happen, but prove me wrong. I want to be proven wrong. I would love to see Tiger Woods win another Masters, win another major, win another tournament. We all would. So let's let that happen. Let's try to let that happen, but people around him probably have to help him out as much as he has to help himself out.
I agree. Tiger had a pretty bad week. For my worst week, though, I'm going with the Seattle Seahawks. And I'm going with the Seahawks because twofold. One, Richard Sherman is still running his mouth, and it's affecting the way that this team practices together. It's affecting the way, and we're not even close to the preseason of 2017, and already Richard Sherman is out here running his mouth talking about, F you when he talks about, picking off Russell Wilson in practice. Not a game, in practice. Come on, my man. Now he's blaming, Russell Wilson and Pete Carroll for not winning multiple Super Bowls. What are you out here running your mouth for? You were part of those teams. You were part of the reason that you didn't win multiple Super Bowls. So don't go out here blaming other people for it. Still worrying about an offensive call that you had no involvement in, and you're still talking about it this many years later. It's ridiculous. Then the second part of this story is the fact that Colin Kaepernick would be a perfect fit there in Seattle for the Seahawks. He goes out there and they decide not to sign Colin Kaepernick, the best available quarterback currently that does not have a job in the NFL. Seahawks would benefit from having him there in the locker room. He is a fantastic leader. And instead, they turned their back on one of the great guys who not only builds morale, but is a social activist, to the point where we're going to look back on this and say, man, he really made a huge impact, not only on the game, but how people feel about, representing different people in different cultures. And right now, instead of celebrating that, we're turning our backs to it. And Seattle Seahawks, one of the teams to do that this week. Shame on them.
Although, is it a done deal? Is the door closed on a possible signing? I mean, it still could happen before training camp, right?
I think the door's closed.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
And as far as the leadership issues are concerned, and if anybody questions that, just keep this in mind. The San Francisco 49ers players gave him the team award for leadership.
Right.
They voted him as their best leader on that team. So understand, whatever you want to hear from the media, whatever you think about him, the fact that the guys inside that locker room who know him best, that's what they determine.
You have Seahawks players and players throughout the NFL sticking their neck out there for Colin Kaepernick, saying he would be a great addition to any team and to the Seahawks specifically. And instead, people are ignoring it and just worrying about the bottom line.